Okay, hi everybody, Cedar the Fainting Goat here, and I'm here to clearly talk about plastic ponies. Sincere apologies if anyone here thought it was for My Little Pony. I won't deny that I don't own any, because I do, double negatives aside, I actually do own a few. But let's see, before we kick things off, I'll let you know my expertise is primarily in Breyer, but I will also be talking about other makes and models. But that's just, my expertise is the Breyer models. Let's see, do we need to do the next slide?
Yeah.
Okay, now first the brands. Ha! Yep, this is what you're all in for. In fact, that's kind of what he's married to. Yeah, this is the first one. Number 57 for the Master Clock Accessory. What? Okay. Yeah, this was when it started. It was supposed to be just like an accessory for the clock company, so to speak. Western Horse. Yep, with the Western Horse made for the Master Clock Company, started in Chicago, Illinois. In 1984.
Illinois.
I mostly do that to make him mad because he's from there. But yes, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois. In 1984, Reeves International, a toy company, actually bought the company, and Breyer had to move to New Jersey. And see, at first the traditional scale models were made in the U.S., but eventually, back in I want to say 1999 or 2000, they were moved production over to China. Yeah. Many of the horses are based off of real breeds, and some of them after real horses, legendary ones like Secretariat, American Pharaoh, and then also kind of well-known fictional ones like Black Beauty, Spirit, yeah, Spirit. Let's see.
And Misty.
Misty, yeah, well Misty's real though.
That's true.
Yeah. And they recently, like a few years ago, they came out with like the Phantom, Misty's mom, and like the more accurate colored and marking Misty foal, Misty as a foal. So I love that set.
Yeah.
And of course, my favorite mold is Misty's real life son, Phantom Wings.
Oh, I still need to find that one.
Oh yeah, I got the whole set of everyone that's made. But we'll get back to congas in a second.
I know, I'm excited.
And see.
You know, Toby win the next slide.
Okay. Breyer is primarily of their horses, which make about 85% or more of their catalog. But they also make various domestic animals. Woo! And different scales, like the moose and elk here are about the same size as those horses, where the wolf, the cat, and the dog are kind of more appropriately scaled for the traditional models. You'll see in front of that shiny white horse, the Labrador. They also make riders. I don't know if that's the next slide or not.
I think that's under performance.
Okay, yeah. Here's some hobby jargon.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go. Mold versus model, OF original finish, custom, tack, which is equipment, SR special run, and O wouldn't count. All right. But original finish, just before we go, yeah. Original finish just means you bought it straight from the company, straight from a toy store, take it out of the box. That's original finish. Custom is when you work on a model and alter it. This is a work in progress right there. So he had a different head and neck, as well as, different tail added. And I thank my friends for letting me use that. It's mold versus model next.
Yes.
Boom! As you can see, these two are in the exact same position, just different color. This is known as the G3 Mustang. That's the mold. Individually, they are a model. So yeah, this one was from a J.C. Penney's, I can't remember what year, J.C. Penney's Parade of Breed set. And that one was a regular run for quite a few years. So yeah. These are the sizes. Traditional, big ones. Point them out, please. Traditional scale is the big ones. After that is classic, or what they call now the Freedom Series. Little Bits, or Paddock Pals.
I don't think we have any of those, but.
Yeah, we do. It's a Schleck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one I have for that size. Let's see. Stablemates. I'm going to warn you about stablemates right here and right now. Hold it up.
This guy.
Yes. They're worse than rabbits and guinea pigs. I have well over 200 of them, and I only bought 4.
And then the smallest size.
The smallest size, the Mini Winnie. And there are smaller sizes for, train sets and train dioramas. And then there's the Anomaly, which I do not have. And there's that. That works too. The Springtime Foal or Foalzilla. It originally started out as a raspberry resin. Now keep in mind, that's about how big it is in real life.
Yeah. So that's supposed to be a baby.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a
And it's
baby.
bigger than a full-grown.
Do they have a mare to go with it?
No.
No, it's just this.
Rude.
It started out as a resin known as raspberry because the little tongue is sticking out, which is still cute. And normally when Breyer, does things, they want it just for them, like nothing that's been released. So like I said, this was just kind of an anomaly. So it's huge, it's awkward. I mean, it's cute, but it's, for my collection, it would look weird. If you love this thing, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm just kind of like,
It's a very big baby.
it
It's
is a
very
big baby.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. All right, now we go to stone. Let's see. Scale. Like I said, Sam Stone was the one who created it. Went to the traditional scale. Can you hold up for finishes before we move on to stone?
Okay.
Okay. There's pearl finish right there, the very end. Somewhat iridescent, shiny. Unfortunately, I do not have an example of glossy. I thought I packed one, but I don't. But the other ones you see here are the matte finish, and glossy is just shiny.
Yeah, this one's kind of semi-gloss because it's kind of shiny.
No, that's true. They also have semi-gloss. They also have clearware. Let's see. How to identify one. Eric, just go back one before you hit stone, because I got a little bit to spiel
Okay,
before
go.
that.
Okay, we're back to full Zillow.
Okay.
Our sizes.
Sizes, there we go. All right, how to identify a briar? Usually, if the smaller ones, it's on the stomach. And usually on the larger ones, you'll see a circle in the inner thigh that has the copyright logo. Older ones will say Briar USA. More recent ones will say Briar Molding Company. Let's see. But there are a few anomalies where it's on the, front inner leg.
Aren't there feet that say Briar Reeves too?
Yes.
Just that say Briar Reeves.
Yeah, Briar Reeves, exactly. Mhm. Sorry. Okay, other brands before we go over there, there is Schleck, Papo, Safari. Briar still does own Collecta too. They're just in the more like, I wouldn't say rubber, but kind of more like firm plastic that you can still kind of bend, where you can't really bend the briars. But those are still just as nice, just as well detailed. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't have any. I do. In fact, the Schleck is right there. It's the Paddock Pal scale.
Mm-hmm.
And Illusion, I believe.
And they tend to be a little more
Affordable compared to the Briar, yes.
right, actual toy prices.
Yes.
These can get quite expensive.
Very much so, but
We'll get to that.
yeah. Oh my God, we are definitely going to get to that. Okay, now we can go to Peter Stone. Another brand is Peter Stone. Peter Stone did not like where Briar was going, so he pretty much just said, screw you guys, I'm going to make my own model horse company with blackjack and hookers, But they offer, and when they started out, they thought they could be, alongside, Briar at stores. No. So they decided where Briar wants, kind of everybody, and they've been around since 1950, they can cater to that. Stone decided, let's just go for the adults with money. And they have very special, right here, this is a designer horse where you would pick what mold you wanted, but any sort of pattern would be cookie cutter. So this would be like, choosing the Bay Pinto. As you can see, it's the exact same Pinto markings. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but on the different mold, like this one's more of a, I don't remember, like Arabian stock horse, and a draft. It's the same goes with Appaloosa. The Appaloosa markings would be exactly the same. They also have something called You Call It. Is that also one here?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. You Call It would be like kind of a predetermined one that's already made, and it's kind of like an auction. And these are like beyond expensive. Yeah, the pre-made auctions, they can go, I think last one I saw that interest me went up to $700. And that was a no.
And most of them are one of a kind or oats.
Yep, most of them are kind of one of a kind. This is how I feel about that. If everybody's special, then nobody's special. So yeah, they're all kind of one of a kinds or super limited, which just kind of muddies the water in my opinion. Yeah, they do call it, that is, don't have an example. What's the next slide?
Oh, actually.
There it is, ha!
Yes,
Current bid. 13,800. And like I said, one of a kind factory custom. One of a kind factory custom. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, those are beautiful, but out of my price range.
They're pretty much all like that now.
I already mentioned slack safari. Julep's another one.
Fox.
A copper fox. Is there a slide for copper fox or no?
Well, now we're in residence.
Okay, we'll go to resins. Copper Fox was started as a Kickstarter in 2015. They had some great molds, but unfortunately, I think they've switched owners again, so it was kind of hard to keep up with. But they do exist, and they are some. I love their cob. Let's see. Kickstarter. Artist resins. Artist resins are sold as blanks, and then if you buy them, then they're painted by artists. Oh my God, I had this worded much better. Artist resins are sculpted by an independent artist and sold directly from that artist. There we go. Oh my goodness, why was that so hard? Models are usually made of solid resin or pewter. They're sold as unpainted or blanks, and they're very limited. Anywhere from 1 to a little over 500 are produced, but it's kind of rare if any more than 200 were produced of each one. It really is. And they are sold as blanks. So basically, no two people are going to have it painted the same. You could say, hey, I want this one, babe. It's going to look much different, even if it's the same color.
But even as blank, you can see they can get pretty expensive. This Andre went for $1,500, and then you have to pay somebody to
Or
paint it.
if you're not able to paint it yourself, you pay somebody. Here is one. It's a Superlumina. What's this one? Okay, painted $15.95. So yeah.
So they're blanks, and then they're pre-painted ones.
Yep.
Stereotypes.
Yes,
Yeah.
there we go to the stereotypes. This is me, just a little bit, I won't go to splurge, the cheapest. Make it rain! That's actually not too far off, if I'm not mistaken. And see, before I go into the more niche aspects of the Harvey, I will go into the negative stereotypes, which are, and don't call me ageist because this is true, middle-aged women that have too much money and no sense of humor. I'm not joking. I actually overheard someone say, I won't pay $300 for a toy. Was it plastic? Yeah. Guess what you did? You did. So would I drop $300 for a toy? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. That's my business. Okay. Let's see, with too much money. Yeah, also those that have real horses with little to no knowledge, and those that are basically like this. This horse's name is Lafayette. I asked for Lafayette daily. Guess what? They finally released him. Turns out he's not rare, so I don't want him. Shut your dirty whore mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. People that only collect the
Because it's rare. It's like, well, do you like it? Not really. Who do you have it? So I can resell it. But it's not rare, so it's not worth the money. That drives me crazy. Briar does have stuff that is available, through various stores. You can get some at Amazon, but then they will have exclusives. This guy was a Collectors Club online exclusive, and that's also a good example of what glossy looks like. Let's see, what's the next one? Yes, okay, this is me, because my favorite is the zebra. I conga the mold zebra, and when they released the quagga for Briarfest last year, yeah, that was me. It's in a different color. I need it. Yep, there's the little candy cane zebras in the back. Original release, Caves of Lascaux. Is that how that's pronounced? Yeah, good for me.
And I think the next one we show.
This is me and my conga, complete conga. Conga means if you have more than 3 of one mold, it starts a conga, kind of da, 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 da. I have a sample, the original finish, Lascaux, candy canes right here. For years, I was quite vocal that I wanted candy cane zebras, except I wanted them to be red and white, green and white, and the one that was red and green and white. Same amount released. So it'd be easier to acquire. No. 500, 500, 500, 500, 12.
And you got one?
Yeah.
Well, I have to pay for
Well,
it.
yeah, but that's amazing.
If we have time, I'll go and explain the craziness it took to acquire that. But yes, our show name is Unhealthy Obsession, and it fits quite. Yep.
All right.
Customs. That guy was a custom. That's what it was originally. That, and keep in mind, that's a micro mini.
So it would be about what, this size?
Mm-hmm. And then customized into that. I want to make it clear this one was for a contest, and I really hope this person won. If not, at least I hope they got one of the rare stable mates that is, you know, second and third place prize. But yeah, extensive work goes from having like a horse standing to now a horse jumping, or in this case, a horse to a hippocampus probably.
Okay. And then this is a work in progress. As you can see, they can change all sorts of things, like the tail is different, the neck is different.
I think they've switched the heads.
But yeah.
I just unfortunately don't have that particular mold. Before it was,
Yeah.
you know. But also shout out to my friend for letting me go. Oh yeah, the negative stereotype: middle-aged women that have too much money and, you know, no sense of humor. Those who have little to no knowledge on real horses. Hoarder, because both hoarders, you know, buried alive, and the other probably hoarders. There's been at least one model horse collector in both those shows. And yes, it pains me that they're like getting rid of it. It's like, no. Let's see. In regards to original finish, what makes a model valuable? Because I'm sure you've already seen like the 4 figures I've already talked about. Keep in mind, with the exception of the work in progress, probably a total like $50 for everything on that table. So again, what makes it valuable? It's a combination of desirability, rarity, age, and condition. Sometimes you need just one of those aspects. Sometimes you need all of those aspects. Let's see. You should not view your collection as a savings account. Collect because you like it, collect because you have fun. Because I had one that, you know, for a long time, $100. Now you'll be lucky to get $50 for them. Just how it goes. Let's see, sometimes in there.
Can you give me that back?
Let's see.
Projector back.
Yeah, that's it. Again, we already talked about custom, the change of appearance. All right, we on to model horse showing now.
Yes, if you. Thank you.
Model horse showing, should that be the next one? Yes! This is something I love, I also judge. Let's see, what did I have written for that? Model horse showing. Yes, there actually are competitions and world championships for model horse showing. Right here, these are what are called halter breeds, where it's just the model as itself. Some have like production cards for collectability, which basically, you know, hey, I have the rarest model, or I have the shiniest model, or I have the, you know, most rare variation. You have to have that reference card that states it's that rare. Because if you don't have that, it's not going to be judged for collectability. Now here is a good example of a breed card. In case, you know, you think, oh, this works better for an Australian sport, you know, Australian stock horse, you would show that. Again, and also if a horse has like very unique markings that are rarely seen, but you can find real life photographic proof that's like, oh yeah, this type of Sabino does exist. Let's see. We're showing, yeah, types of competition. There's halter breed, which is this, collectability, which I just talked about, custom workmanship,
Yep.
and is the next one performance?
Yep.
Yes! Showing performance with the riders, tack, all the equipment, and most of people who show this have custom-made tack and custom-made riders, because Breyer's dolls pretty much just ride horses like this. They're not very articulated, and also their tack is so quality. Like, it's clearly meant to be played with. Where these, as you can see, very intricate beading. I don't even know how they made that carriage.
Yeah. But I think that they beaded that.
Oh yeah, by hand.
themselves,
Yes.
yeah. And then,
Regalia, I think that's supposed to be that competition.
and then there was another performance.
Yes, this is also for photo showing, you know, where you take the picture, and think of it like a, you know, and in real life it would be like, what does this photo look like in 3D? You know, what's the horse doing? Going over obstacles, a drill team. It works. I don't have the money for tack or equipment, but I do love setting those up.
And they'll have various custom-made props, like the
Oh yeah,
bars are real. I think the fence is real, but the picture behind it is,
yeah, it's just kind of already printed out. Or either that, or like maybe this, they shot it from a distance. Kind of, what is that, superimposed or perspective?
yeah, but that's a picture.
Yeah,
You can
that
see
is.
where it meets there.
But yeah, it is funny. I have seen people out like in public or parks, they stomp down the grass and then they, or people who do it by like a creek and they actually, before they take the photo, they get some like a little cup to get the splash, make it look like the horses are running through the water. It's actually a really cool photo.
Okay.
Ah, now we're talking. Oh yeah, by the way, the championship, and also if you want to check for horse shows in your area, go to North American Model Horse Showing Association, or AMSHA, and see if there's any local regions, or local shows in your region. All right. Oh yeah, people travel with their horses in pony pouches. Can you hold one up?
Okay, this is an official Breyer one.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
got lining, fleece, and it can help keep your model safe. Sometimes people wrap them in additional liner. If it's really fragile, yes.
I've seen gun cases.
Oh yeah, we've seen people use gun cases for their chinas and resins. Like, I'm not joking. Styrofoam is like custom cut out in the silhouette of their horse. Yeah, okay, that's when I was in my wheelchair, but still. Yep, Briarfest, they have their own convention. And it is a completely different beast. Also, they have their own mascot. This is Pal O' Mine. And that costume is about 20 years old. I know they have more than one, but I'll say this, they take very good care of it. I found out recently that I'm too tall for the costume. So, you know, I had hopes, but now they're gone. So it makes me so sad. Oh, and by the way, that was the celebration horse in 2019, Oliver, the police horse that worked at the Kentucky Horse Park Mounted Police. I love that horse. Let's see. Oh yeah, before we finish Briarfest, we're probably wondering how they judge for breed. Has to be a good breed representation, and also what's called ABCs. You know, and anatomy, biomechanics, and conformation. Basically, if this was to come alive, would it be able to actually walk and function as a horse? There are some molds that are bow-legged, you know, swayed back. There's one Briar that has like 2 dislocated shoulders, and they're on the same side. That's how bad it is. And not to mention Chemo Sausage. We will undress him later.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the Christmas horse is a good example of some of the tack that comes with him. And I think I have the saddle unstrapped, so you can lift the saddle up so people can see how quirky he looks compared to the horse in front of him that's also supposed to be an Arabian. Yes, that is Silent Night. He used to be a Christmas horse, or technically he is a Christmas horse. And it was Silent Night as in like Royal Night. Yeah, he's compared to the muscles and the shading and detail on the Arabian in front of him, do you think that's a good example of an Arabian? Yeah, the mold is Chemo Sabi, spelled K-H, but which is sad because the real life horse, you know, national championship winner, is a gorgeous horse. That is barely a horse. Yes, now Briarfest. Yeah, Briarfest is just about as large as MFF, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I checked before we came. Estimates are between 30 and 35,000 people that attend every year.
Okay, we'll get to the clear, but it primarily takes at the Kentucky Horse Park outside in the middle of July.
Yeah, in Lexington.
In
Kentucky.
Lexington, Kentucky, so it is hot, humid, and miserable. So yeah, you will actually get to meet the actual artists who designed the models. They have workshops where you can paint your own, do canvas painting, even at a rave I went to. That was fun. Oh, I'm so sorry. There are so many attractions to do. You know, the horse park itself has the Hall of Champions, the breed barns, the museum, you know, real horse shows. Let's see. Yes, you will also see many rare and exclusive models that are only offered at the event. That's what the special runs come from. You know, that's like con exclusives. And they have a lot of con exclusives. And also, if you don't feel like driving to Lexington, which I don't blame you, and they actually have an online feature. So you can actually still participate. You may not get access to all of the special runs, but you still get a nice selection that you can get, including the celebration model. Let's see, well, what's the next one? Is it the auction?
Yes.
Yes!
Okay. Set up the auction.
Set up the auction, okay. Auctions are for one-of-a-kind test pieces. You know, like think like very early prototype. And it is possible that what you have might go into production, or at least the same color or pattern might go into production. Okay, this guy is actually traditional scale, but they did reproduce this in stablemate scale, same color and everything, on their mini Albarozo. And this is Albarozo, by the way. Say hi to Albarozo.
Hi, Albarozo.
Okay, why is he a big deal, and why did he sell for 5 figures? Well, in 2008, the actual Andalusian Albarozo was the celebration model. So everyone who got a ticket to Briarfest got their own gray Albarozo. But Briar destroyed the mold after that. Now, because they are the company, they have quite a few blanks set aside. How many blanks set aside? I don't know. I'm not privy to that information. So, yeah. So, in 2019, to see one again is like seeing a real-life unicorn. So that's why he went up to 22,000. That was the record holder for a little bit. Keyword a little bit.
And this is this year's?
This was this year's. Again, Albarozo, now in a glossy Pinto. What you can't see is the lines in between the blue and the white have a metallic gold trim. So yeah, 37,500. Now, would you think this is the record holder? Don't go yet. No, it's not the record holder. Now, you would think the record holder would also be an Albarozo. No, but it does have something in common with this one. Next slide.
And remember, these are plastic horses.
That at best you take them to a show, but for the most part, you have them on a shelf to look nice.
All right.
65,000 in 2023, silver Pegasus. That was a fierce bidding war, and the people who wanted it clearly really wanted it. If it was me, this thing better come to life, better pay my bills, and better act as my transportation. And talks whenever it wants, and also like farts out like steaks and coins and stuff at the same time. What's next? Okay, Dad. That is an auction model. Don't lick models, that's just kind of a joke, but I was posing like I was licking it and then I accidentally did. And we didn't show the picture, but it's very unflattering one of me doing this. I forgot you added that. Okay, yeah, that is not my model. That is an auction model that I know for a fact the person paid 15 grand.
Yeah.
They might have too much money, but I'll say this, they have a great sense of humor if they allow me to do that.
Yeah.
And put googly eyes on their models. Yeah, that was me at a show. I was also a judge.
Okay. Now, I was going to say there actually is a reason why people lick horses.
If you can't tell if it is legit, number one, I don't recommend it. And number two, it's not always true. But if you question whether something's original finish or not, there are other ways. But licking them, if it tastes like burning, it's the real deal.
Yeah.
If it tastes like nothing, it's a fake. Who here loves Bob's Burgers? Okay. This is Dan Mintz, the voice of Tina, and as you can see in that picture, boom, that's an actual Briar. You can't deny it. Same color, same leg positions. So I think he was either promoting the movie or just like on tour as a comedian. Yeah, everyone else had like books, DVDs, posters designed. I'm the one weirdo who brought a horse. I like to think I kept my cool. Clearly I did not. But yeah, he wrote Palomino because on one side and his signature on the other, because when Tina purchased it, she goes, this Palomino is now Palomino. So yeah, I had to get my own. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, get it.
You know, when you posted that on your socials.
Yeah, oh yeah, when I posted it on my socials, the creator of Bob's Burgers made a comment. It's like looking good or something like that. And the director of that episode said after I posted that picture, said, it looks like Tina's looking at yours
Yeah.